Yeah, good afternoon. Monday, November 25th at 1:35. Happy Monday. I'm getting a lot of people with concerns of 24H2, and I don't quite understand why. Now, I'm not denying there aren't issues 24H2, but the way they're working it. Boy, my voice is way out of tune today. Good grief. I'm out of Mountain Dew. Not good. Yes, there are known issues with 24H2, but they're working on it, and 24H2, as far as I'm aware, won't be offered to your computer if there are known issues with your computer. Like the gaming issues, the cheaters, whatever they call it. If you're on Windows 11 and 24H2 is offered to you, and I know people are staying up all night worrying. They're scared that if they wake up in the morning and they're sitting there and they get to their computer and 24H2 is sitting there. They're literally, folks, you need to relax a little bit about 24H2. Yes, I am not denying there aren't known issues. There are, but they are fixing them, and if your computer has something that will stop 24H2 from being allowed to be on your computer, it won't be offered to you. Your computer and Microsoft are talking behind your back. Your computer is snitching on you, kind of, sort of. That's why you get 24H2, because it gets to a point where your computer is accepted to take 24H2, because in the background, Microsoft is fixing little issues. So really, this worrying about 24H2, really, people just need to calm down a little bit. I'm getting a lot of phone calls, texts, emails, and people just panicking over 24H2. And they're asking me, can I revert them back to 23H2? Why are you having issues? Well, no, I'm not. Well, then don't. If you're not having issues, don't worry about it. 24H2 will be offered to you when they think your computer is deemed safe to take 24H2 without choking on it. Yes, there are a few people out there that are having issues with 24H2, and this whole thing is just completely crooked. Just don't worry about it. Just relax. Microsoft knows what's going on. They're fixing with a few known issues, and yeah, just don't worry about 24H2. It's gonna be fun. God, how many times have I said that in this last week? 24H2 will smooth itself out in its own time. A few people that are staying up all night or pacing your house or your apartment, just worrying constantly about getting 24H2 and then it's going to break your computer. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Yeah. I had a Mountain Dew around here somewhere. That was empty. And I just got one from downstairs because we can't get 20 ounces at the moment. Our pop machine downstairs that has the 20 ounces, it's busted. There's a bottle of Mountain Dew sitting in the bottom of the machine, and it's sitting on the belt that drives the thing forward to get the can up the 20 ounce. It's blocking the sights. There's an eye on one side, and it's getting blocked because there's a bottle of Mountain Dew sitting there, and it's blocking its view, so it can't It can't work at the moment, so um, but on to other news, oh yeah, recall. Oh my gosh. Now this is something I don't want. I tell you not to complain or worry about one thing, but yet I'm worrying myself about it. Well, I'm not worrying about it because I really don't care, but yeah. TechBased is saying that 24 new Windows 11 build 2612.2415 recall is here. File Explorer improvements on the dev channel. So it's in the dev channel at the moment. So they're working recall. That's one thing I'm going to shut off when I get it. I'm not really liking the idea of having recall spying on me. But I know how the internet works. Everybody's going to tell me I'm wrong. And I am. It's local. I don't think it'll cause the problems people are claiming it will, but I'm not worried about it. I kind of am, because I've heard other people say that recall can cause a slowdown of your computer, and that File Explorer is like, I have Windows 11 on this, and it's running all right. As long as I quit messing with the BIOS, it'll be fine. Oh my God! This last Sunday, as you guys saw, boy, I messed this thing up bad. I did pull it out of the ditch, and it's running fine, but whew, I was starting to wonder. It really was. Didn't want you guys up close to hear that crack, because I've heard other people do that, and it's kind of loud. So I ducked it onto the desk so you wouldn't hear me cracking my can. Fresh can of Mountain Dew. And it's Monday. Speaking of that, I've got something to show you. Okay, anything out here that's got an address or something on it you guys aren't supposed to see? No, I think I'm going to just take this, put this in there. Yeah. Take this away. Okay, now I think we're good. Wait a minute. We'll do something here. Yeah, I got the new desk, tabletop desk, whatever you call this thing. I don't know the name of it. I call it, it's my nickname because it is, the crooked leg table desk. Because Ski Man noticed it. The legs on this side are actually pointed inwards. They're slanted. So this desk is actually leaning that way. You can pull it up. It's leaning on this side. So yeah. I need to have Brett come over and adjust a couple of things. Take the legs from here, put them over here, and take this leg, shove it to the end and outward. This leg needs to sit on the very edge. Stability. It's a little wobbly. I don't like it that wobbly. And if he won't or doesn't want to, I'll probably have to pay him another, I don't know, $100 some to redesign this whole thing. And Jackie wants $250 for it. Brett just said, just give me $100. And Jackie's saying it's worth $250. Well, that's a matter of opinion. I will give more money for it, though. I need to have him fix this, and the only way he's going to do it if he gets a large chunk of money. After things, probably, well, I don't know when. Probably sometime next year, because Thanksgiving's coming up here pretty doggone quick. Then we got Christmas. Then we got New Year's. He probably isn't going to want to deal with this until next year. And by then, oh, speaking of what I was just going to talk about, the weather. God, I didn't clean my apartment, my bedroom like I thought I did. There's the old desk. I told you guys quite a while I was going to do that, and I hadn't done it, and then yesterday I just said, yeah, let's just swap them. Because this, as you people remember, for those that do, have seen this, my videos in the past, used to sit where this one's sitting. Boy, has this thing got a serious bow to it. It is really seriously messed up. Camera doesn't do it justice as how bowed the middle of this is, right? For pretty much, pull this forward like this. From this edge to this edge of this table is right where the bow is. It really dips down. And it doesn't show up on here, but it does under there. And if you were to look at it from the lower side, you'd see the, yeah, you can't see it on camera, but there is a huge, it's mostly at this end. This end's pretty much straight, except, yeah, it's starting to, it's just, it's old. And it's not as sturdy as it was, because there used to be a shelf. See these screws here? They used to have a shelf that sat in between here to give it more stability, but someone took that shelf, that lower board thing out of here. Why they did that, I don't know, but so I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I really don't want to get rid of it. I do want to get rid of that. Put this over. I've got an idea, but I have to switch it back before the 11th, because that's when our inspections are. They don't let you have a couch sit out that way. They will not let you do that. You also are really not supposed to have couches up against the register, because they're worried about a fire hazard. So on that wall or against this wall is fine. But against the register, no, they really don't like that. They might let you do it, but where they will stop you, you have a couch sitting across here, blocking your quick access. If you have a fire in here and you need to get out of here, what they don't want you having to do is jump over a couch to get to that door and to leave. They want this area open. You can have this here, but this area has to be open. So, we also got a little snow overnight. I think we got probably an inch or so. Maybe 2 inches at the most. I don't think they got as much as they said we were going to get. And then they said last night it was supposed to snow off and on today. And look at that clear sky. It ain't gonna snow. No, it's not gonna. Not yet. Not maybe this evening it will, but last night's forecast said it was supposed to snow in the morning and afternoon, but I don't see it snowing. It could change later on. It could get cloudy like that and start snowing, but it's not snowing now, and they said it should be. So again, I hope everybody is having a great Monday. My computer problem seems to have disappeared. So as long as I just don't mess with the BIOS and don't update it anymore, I think it'll be fine. I think it's on F7 or F10 or F whatever it's on. We got it up to the point where we get Windows 11 on it, and I think I'm just gonna... That wasn't a knock on my door, was it? No. As long as I don't mess with it. I know Carrie wouldn't like hearing me say this, but I think I'm just gonna leave it alone. Because it's working. And as long as it's working, I'm not gonna mess with it. I know I probably should update the BIOS, but it works. I'm gonna leave it alone. Oh shoot, I do need to do the memory thing, the profile, so it goes up to its maximum speed, but I'm a little leery of doing that because every change I make to this thing, it shuts off, and then you can come up here and hit the power button. It won't turn back on. So I'm better off just leaving it the way it is and just fingers crossed it keeps running the way it is. It's running fine. That is also why I'm not going to put these in. Not yet. Not yet. I got a few issues that got to get worked out. Seems like this thing is really getting fussy about being changed. Everything I change on it, or everything I add or subtract, and my BIOS just goes batshit crazy. Then it shuts everything off, says, nope, I'm not going to turn back on. Because you can come up and hit this power button, that power button all day long. It won't turn back on. Until I do that little trick of unplugging and then turn the power supply on and off, plug it back in, hit the power button, nothing. Yeah. I haven't quite figured out why it's doing that yet. Bob seems to think, and he's a lot better at this than I am. He thinks it's a motherboard issue. He said because he doesn't understand. You shut it off. Because if I were to go back up here, hit shut down, come over, it won't turn back on. He said that's a motherboard issue. He said I told him it turns back on, but I got to do funny things to it. He said you shouldn't have to. I don't got the money to buy a new ATX motherboard, and I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna leave it run. Because I can't shut it off and turn it back on, because sometimes it does. A lot of times it doesn't. Even though the BIOS has been reset, it's getting better. Because I restarted it. Well, let's try it now. Restart, and watch, it'll shut down. I think, yeah, maybe it won't do it this time. Because on a restart, what it's actually doing is completely shutting off. Yeah, see, that time it didn't do it. And the power light's still on. I restarted this thing yesterday and it shut down on me. It made it. Okay, so this time it made it. Yesterday it didn't. It's when I had this thing unplugged. Okay, how do you guys shut the startup sound off on Windows 11? That's the first thing that's got to go. I don't want it doing that. Yeah. So, yeah, things are going fine. I got to do a little cleaning on it. This one, I don't know what to do with it. I mean, it has Windows 10, but... Oh, Brian, whoever's watching this video, could you look up the BIOS on this board? Because last time I looked at it, I could have swore it had a whole bunch of warnings and cautions all over it. That's why this one's also in the basement. In the BIOS, it's on F2. Because last time I looked at the BIOS for this one right here, the Z390, I know, it's an old motherboard. I need to upgrade it. Everybody's griping at me. Why do you own something so old? Because for me, it works. It works for me. And I know it's a Z390. It should be an 890 or whatever, but I don't got the money to upgrade, so I use what I use. I use what I've got. But the BIOS on this, when I looked at it last about a year ago, had a whole bunch of yellow writing, red writing, cautions about upgrading, and the further I went, the worse it got. So, at least that's the way it looked like 2 years ago when I looked at the BIOS. I was going to upgrade it, but it said don't upgrade if you don't have this. And if you have this on your board, don't upgrade. And it just kept saying don't upgrade if... So if one of you could look up the BIOS on that and tell me... Because you guys are better at the BIOS than I am. That's one thing I don't mess with on computers is the BIOS. Obviously, I've messed with it on that one, and now it's all foobarred. But Z390 is what's running on this, and that's in that. The BIOS is in the basement. Like I said, I think it's on F2 or something like that. But anyhow, I'm gonna quit griping and complaining. But yeah. I'm going to put you guys down here and let you guys go for the day. Yeah, 22 minutes. Yeah, if all of you that are capable of doing that, look at the BIOS for that. And I'll look at it too later on today, but the last I looked at it, it had a whole bunch of warnings about not updating it because of the setup I had or whatever. I don't know. Maybe it's changed, and really, I don't know how to read BIOSes. I don't know how to understand what I'm reading. So, yeah, so that's the Gigabyte Z390. I could overclock it if I wanted to the point where it blows up. But I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it alone. Because at some point, I'd like to update the BIOS on this. Well, you didn't like that, did you? Okay, what's loose? Yeah, I just need to have someone verify for me that it's okay to update. I'm not going to go too far with it. I'm probably going to go to F2 to maybe F10 or 12. People are telling me, you should go straight to the top. I never, no. Every time I do that, I have bad times with it. Well, go to the top, go to the late, yeah. No. That scares me of doing that. And it scares me because of the experience I had with this one. No, I'm not going to mess with the BIOSes anymore. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. You're not going to make me change my mind. No matter what. Well, maybe if you pay me enough, I'll update it. But for right now, no. But if someone could look into that for the Z390, and maybe I was imagining things. Maybe I don't know how to. I'll admit, I don't know how to read a BIOS. I don't know what those messages were saying. I don't know what the words meant, but it didn't look right to me, so I never updated it. The one in the bedroom had no warnings, had no nothing, so I just went up a few notches, updated it, and it got Windows 11. This one, I might just stay on Windows 10 till next year. I might retire it because it is old. Everybody's telling me I shouldn't be. It's old. Can't be using it, or shouldn't be. It works for me, guys. So, but with that, I'm gonna go. I got a couple things I want to do around here, and I hope you have boy, that's a blooper. I hope all of you have a great Monday afternoon, and as always, have fun, be safe. I'll talk to you next time. Bye for now.